Get that out of your mind. Get the economy up and running right away. That is the only way we are going to be able to fund the recovery quickly. And
may I represent for one Media Fox.
Media Fox. How the latest news there?
You know, so if I'm with you, I clip in some clip and you see me, I get some clip in and I say, yo, John, this kind of serious in the people. But I go play something with the Prime Minister and I'm going to say what I want. Pre this.
Ago, I had mentioned that Jamaica needs to purpose build a city. We haven't really purpose built a city. We have never done it. Certainly not since colonial times. Maybe Spanish Town was the only purpose built city. And I had tasked the UDC to identify the area that would be best suited for the development of the third city. Two areas were in close competition. And I'm not going to say specifically where because that is going to just unleash. You know, you don't want people to go and start to buy land and stay.
So, I don't understand this. People, why am I hide these things? Why even not want to tell the people them where? Seeing where the city is going. Why am I hide that? Him say, yo, him not want to tell the people and then the people them go start buy land in a where the city is. I don't understand what that mean, because if you go build something, you just go build something, you have to talk where you go build it. Where you go do? Build it on some land where people depend where you have to go. I don't understand. Tell the people, remember, you know, you serve the people, you know. So the people have to know where you do or whatever you do with their money. You can't say, yo, you don't want to tell the people them where you go build the city. I don't understand. But this is what I want people.
Claim and then you can't do what you need to do. So we don't give the details as to where. But suffice to say that the area that we have been advised is the best area to do an entirely new city. And it is because all the requisite elements to create a new city exist here. And you don't want to create a city that replicates Montego Bay and replicates Kingston. You want to create something unique. And therefore, this parish, St. Elizabeth, would be where we would be looking to develop our new.
So people, and this is why the people in my previous situation, you know, with the hurricane, you know. This is why, you know. Remember him say, the two places where him did a look on before, him no want stay at that time where it a go happen. But now he must say, yo, a St. Elizabeth. And he must say, yo, him no want it look like Moby, him no want it look like, you know. But he must say, yo, yes, I the right thing for build it. I must say, yo, you know, people am go pray. And say, yo, where the old after a sudden this thing just pop up from nowhere. You understand? And just boom, hit. Remember, you know, it passed the coastline and it passed Kingston, St. Thomas, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, you understand? Go through Bada, Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth. They so go up, go Pisa, Moby, and then end up through Trelawney. They so cause a Trelawney the I go over like as a parish. You understand? So I don't know what that brother you up to. Me I tell you, but people may have some more clips for you to see what I go on. You understand? I have some more clips. So these are the brother where I explain. I explain the big money, the $24 billion where the government supposed to get. But people, the way the brother answer the question, them like something when I talk, me I say, yo, this spooky, and people them need to look into this. But listen what I go on.
Hurricane Minister Jamaica is expected to receive US $150 million. It's a payout from its catastrophe bond, making the government of Jamaica the first in the Caribbean region and the first small island state in the world to independently sponsor such a bond. Economist Keenan Faulkner joins us to break down what this means. Morning, sir.
You know what the funniest thing? When me hear this independently, you know, first Caribbean, but when me check it, Jamaica are the second poorest country in the Caribbean. So all of them money if we have fund these things, what really going on? I understand we have a lot of Caribbean countries in the, you know, where I do well and them now do this. Them now do them little procedure and things. So me I wonder what really are going on. But listen what I go on.
It's a catastrophe. catastrophe bond?
So a catastrophe bond is really just an insurance instrument, but it doesn't work like traditional insurance. So with traditional indemnity insurance, let's say there's damage or loss to your car or house, you have your loss adjusters, they come into the field, they assess the damage, they determine what the actual payout is, and that could take months. With a catastrophe bond, it's called parametric insurance. What that means is that you have to satisfy certain parameters. In this case, it's the intensity of the storm as measured by its atmospheric pressure and the path of the storm that goes through a specified defined area. In this case, the catastrophe bond would have been triggered because the pressure of Melissa was so low that it was lower than the lowest threshold applicable to any of the grids that overlay Jamaica, which determine what the payout is going to be. And the path passed through around 3 to 4 of those grids. And it was so severe that it triggered a pre-arranged amount of money of 150 million US or 24 to 25 billion Jamaican. And even though there is some calculations still need to be done, it is highly likely that we'll get all of it.
How do
So people, when I listen what the brother say, but this is, if you see that the list here, based on how, you see me, it's like the tropical storm, scene, and it's basically the category 5 hurricane. This is what the government get. If you look at the extreme bottom right, there's 150 million, because the category 5, and it hit the grid them. Yeah, so that's how basically the guy did that.
you come up with the
You see me? That's how I talk about. But you know what the funniest thing, people? I think say if a hurricane hit, why it have to hit certain grid? I don't understand. This grid thing keep on coming up, This grid thing keep on coming up. Why it have to hit certain grid for pass the bill, the amount of money where the World Bank supposed to pay? That not sound funny, people. If a hurricane hit, it just hit. Why it have to hit certain grids? Something not right. So this come like as some gambling thing. Like you play cash pot or you play some poker box or something. Yeah, there's some see it, but listen what the brother say.
figures? It's based on all the KPIs you just mentioned?
Yes, so it is dependent on how many grids are breached as well as the intensity of the storm. So the lowest minimum threshold that can pass through any of the grids overlaying Jamaica, and I should explain that Jamaica, for the purposes of determining a payout, is divided into 19 grids and the surrounding waters as well. Now, dependent on how many of those are breached and the intensity of the storm passing through, that determines the payout. So for Melissa's pressure was...
So basically, people, I don't know what I mean by 19 because I really look it up and it's 23 grids. Yeah, and I don't know where I get the 19 from, but at 23 it say. So this side, but if you realize on the grid right here, so people, this is where the hurricane go through. So basically, let me see the coast here. I make sure zoom it up. So you see right there's a Savlamar, right there, so you don't know St. Elizabeth, or you see Lacovia, Tombstone there, so it go right between Salvamar, there's a boom, go piece of Mobile, and then end back through Falmouth there. So basically it hit the grid of 15, this are 8, so that are 2 grid, see, and then Mobile, that are 3 grid, so 15, 8, and 2 and 3, 4 grid that. You understand? So comes them could I get the money, but I never know say you have grids over Jamaica and hurricane have to go through certain grids with different speed and all of them look at something there. Never know say insurance there with these things. It's like a gamble cause down in the video them when I go here say yo, this to me come like a gamble government a gamble with this money at I think. And I just hope, but down in the video you might go say something with spooky people and I say yo, this not sound right at all. I tell you, this not sound right, people. This not sound right. You see it because
892 millibars, that's well below the pressure that is applicable at minimum 920 millibars. It's the same reason why Beryl did not trigger it, even though it passed through some of the grids, the pressure was a little higher. However, in the past, if there was a catastrophe bond, then Gilbert would have triggered it with a 70% payout, Dean would have triggered it with a 92% payout, and Ivan would have triggered it with a 100% payout.
Yep.
So it's the same.
But it wasn't there. We didn't have it before.
We didn't have it before.
Yeah. I have a triple barrel question. Who giving us the money? Do we have to pay it back? And I know this is for recovery, but how you decide what you do, like immediately, where you go?
All right, well, so to answer the first one, the government decides, because the money there's no restriction on how it can be spent. But because of the immediacy with which it's available, it is expected that it will go immediately towards emergency relief, because there are 3 broad phases. There's
people, that was the spooky part. The money means that no restriction. The money never say if you do this, if you do that, if you do this. A base upon a government. That's one of the spookiest thing, So it's like they would have take the money. Come remember, we don't know the premium away we pay monthly for the bond, because it's a lose and win thing. So the money that we are pay, because it's a 3-year thing, the money that we are pay. From last year, them must have started April. And at this year, boom, category 5 forward, boom, them get a full payout, 150 million US. You understand? But when him say there is no restriction or, you know, no authority for say, yo, the money supposed to spend on this or that at the government. So if the government say, yo, just put on my money over there, so you know. Nah, touch that. Just go and collect the rest of the money them. Him can do anything with it. So basically him would have use the money with the taxpayers and keep on, you know. So, but only thing, if the hurricane are forward, it'll go back right to the investors them. So it's a lose and win with our money right now. May I tell you, it's a gambling thing.
Relief in the short term, there's medium-term recovery, and there's long-term reconstruction, which will take years. So that's over several budget cycles. The government will have to budget for it. They'll have to readjust and reprioritize year on year to facilitate some of that long-term reconstruction. In terms of whether we have to pay it back, no. So it's not debt. It's not something that we borrow. It's not something that we need to pay back. It is just money that is, insurance, basically. So how it works is that the World Bank arranged this bond. It was placed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and they act as an intermediary between Jamaica and global capital market investors. So investors see the bond, they invest in it, they give their principal to the World Bank, they hold it, and in the event that it is triggered, that principal comes to us. We, Jamaica, like any other insurance, we pay a premium at regular intervals, and those premiums also go to the World Bank, they hold custody of it, and in the event that it is not triggered, then the investors, they get that as basically the return on their investment.
Really?
People, you hear what the man just said a while ago? So, if hurricane don't come for the next 10 years, you know, all of them money there where them are paying on a renew contract, you know, just gone to them investors there, you know. Remember, say, you know, every year hurricane come, you know. So imagine if 10 years, the next 10 years, hurricane no come. So all of them money there, where we must do something for help the people in the country, gone in some investors' hands where we don't know about. So, where them a take our money and do? That me not understand. Because we can't predict hurricane. We can't predict it. We don't know what people out there try to create it. We don't know what happened. We just see this one pop out. Boom. Category 5. Boom. Mash up the place. Hit the 4. Grid them. Pass the speed and the wind whatsoever. Forget the money. You understand? After a sudden. So if hurricane fall for the next 10 years, just know say, yo, all of them money that we are spend. Remember, you know, them not tell you how much them pay for the premium. And anyhow, when I get it, the premium go up. If the hurricane are coming, the premium go up. The investors them win. Because when them say investors, I say, yo, why would investors do them something? Because I know say, yo, when you invest, I know say, yo, you pray your thing for go up more at times. So I say, yo, the investors them like, yo, them a gamble like them. I say, yo, this can go on like, cause watch ya, hurricane must forward, you know. Hurricane must forward. And this is the technical part of it, people. You say the hurricane do forward and it don't hit the grids and the meters and whatever numbers, the accurate numbers where if we pay out the bond, we get knocked. All of the money they gone back in the investors' hand. And that's the major problem. You see what I try to say? But listen what that brother say, is it?
Yep, I think it comes up to like 24 billion Jamaican dollars. Right. So again, how do we know that we get the 24 billion, it was spent where it was supposed to be spent? How we know that?
Well, you know, it's for the government to really make those details available. So the proceeds of that bond go into our National Natural Disaster Reserve Fund. All the proceeds of all our emergency instruments go into that fund. And the Minister of Finance, now when they go into Parliament, they have to make a statement, you know, accounting for all the money that goes into that fund and where it will be spent.
So when are we likely to get that payout? And
so that payout is supposed to be really within the matter of a couple of days.
Really?
Max 1 to 2 weeks, because, you know, it has been triggered. There's no doubt about that. You and I can go on the internet. We can see the data in terms of what the pressure of the storm is, where it passed. It's just for independent verifiers to really know, say, what the payout is going to be. But it's going to be highly likely that it's 100% because it was so severe. So, and I should mention, it's not the only insurance instrument that Jamaica has. So
what else do we have that we're going to benefit from?
So Jamaica would now have benefited from the largest ever payout from the Caribbean catastrophe risk insurance facility, CRIF, of around 71 million US under its its tropical cyclone policy. So we have two policies with CRIF: tropical cyclone, which is for wind damage, and excess rainfall, which is for rain. We're still waiting on a payout for excess rainfall of around 31 million US. That's the max we can get. On the tropical cyclone, we got 71 million or 11.5 billion Jamaican. So in total, we expect so far, when you add the two of them, about 35 billion.
Did you see?
People want to hear that a while ago. $35 billion. All of them funded, plus the fund them we are forwarding, the relief, everything we are forwarding, people. You hear how much money I hope the government make sure say all of the people them, the things them move sort out in the people. You understand? Because all me see this money and everything are go in and but me I go play one next clip when me show you say all them people are talk about this $24 billion, Uno better just sit on one side, Had that me I tell you, cause this a man I look like him want to touch that the money there. Me I tell you that. So listen what I say.
The first we're getting something from a catastrophe bond.
Right, and so the catastrophe bond was placed by the World Bank in 2021. The initial coverage expired last year, but it was renewed last year, and it brings us coverage up to 2027.
And why did we not get it for burial? Because burial was kind of wicked to still. I know it wasn't category 5, I understand that. But
right, so because of burial's atmospheric pressure, which was around 960 millibars, it passed through areas in the grid that it needed to have been 950 millibars or lower than that. So as a result, it didn't trigger, even though it went through some of the grids and the trajectory was applicable, the pressure was not low enough.
You see it, that me I tell you, burial forward the last year, people. And that's what I tell you, say, the grid thing kind of puzzle me now, Because it forward, burial do damage, But look here, them still did pay the money because last year, April, them renewed the contract. And burial forward about July, so. And it never hit the grid and certain things, so there was no payout. So imagine the next 10 years or 5 years when I get nothing. All of that money just go down the drain, so. You just go down the drain like that. No man, this a gamble the poor people them money and all of these things. This not make no sense. Yeah man, so that's why I see why the investors them so happy for us go with it, cause investors now want go in at something where they know say yo, them a go just lose. You understand like that? Remember, the investors them get payout last year, because the burial never hit the grid and whatever requirements to get the payout. So them gone with that the money there. So what really are going?
Talk about what all of these payouts will mean for our recovery efforts.
Well, these payouts are really for immediate short-term relief. So we're talking about on the ground, people getting back on their feet. It's completely fungible. The government can decide whichever way it wants to spend it. There are no restrictions on it. But
you see it? So people now listen. There's no restriction on the billions. We have the $35 billion. There's no restriction. So the government can do anything with it. That is the problem.
Longer-term reconstruction now has to be planned, and estimates suggest that it could be at least $10 billion US. So for context,
$10 billion US.
Right, that is around 50% of Jamaica's GDP.
Wow.
Could be around $14 billion US, or 75% of Jamaica's GDP. So that dwarfs, the damage from Ivan, from Gilbert, and that's
God forbid. But if this happens to us next year, we get another same kind of money.
Yes, because we now are covered until the end of 2027. So it covers the hurricane season next year. After that, our premiums might go up after that. But then the capital market
is worth it, though. It's worth it.
Yeah, they might determine it's worth it. It's a very high risk instrument, but you have high risk investors who are willing to put their money there, and as a result, they get a higher payout if there is no storm. We get a higher payout if there is one.
Fantastic.
So on the seed, people, higher payout to the investors. If it don't forward, we get a higher payout when it do forward. But look here's a trick. It can forward, a Jamaica. But if it don't hit the grids and go certain amount of speed or pressure, we're not getting any payout. So anyway you check it, the investors them have a more edge over we. That's the problem, Them have a more edge over we. There are so many hurricanes for the Caribbean and it don't hit Jamaica. It don't hit. Remember, last year burial forward, we never get no payout. See? Yeah, I'll do himself one more forward again. We can get it, but look now. The premium will go up. So just know say the people them, Jamaican people them money out there just a gamble with. Some see it, gamble with. Yeah man, but people, we have a next clip for making us see. So these are the Ministry of Finance.
Put in place a multi-layered strategy of financial instruments that delivers resources in the event of a natural disaster. The layers are, we allocate a couple $100 million every year in the budget. That's the first layer. The second layer is that we're developing a natural disaster fund where we put money aside every year to build up to help us in natural disaster.
So not just help the government, but people who need to rebuild that.
Yes, government expenditure. So
You see, you know why Harry asking that question there? Because all them are talk about, are them and feed them like doings, and that's why she asks if I feed the people, if I rebuild the people and the society. You understand? But this is the Ministry of Finance, the past one. It's not a Ministry of Finance for Jamaica again. Them say him do whatever him do, set the country and way. But After a sudden, boom, him say him gonna work for IMF. No, I don't know. Because if things are going good, I guess this is like a money hunting thing. Because there's no way you're going to left from Jamaica and then gonna work for your IMF. It's just a money hunting thing. I go on here, so. I mean, I know you just run gone every country like that. And you say you're the ability. Because him, basically, him set up the band and everything, you know. Yeah, so I guess he might get a little piece of food out of it, because you don't know. To me, it's a gambling thing. But listen to what I say.
In 2019, I'd put $4.5 billion away in the contingencies fund. The contingencies fund, up until that time, had a maximum cap of $100 million. The cap was $100 million from 1992 all the way to 2019. It made us say, look, this is crazy. We need to have buffers. So we did something that was uncharacteristic. You know, politicians spend money, forget vote. Right? No, we took $4.5 billion and put it away in the contingencies fund in 2019. Do you know that the first amount of COVID money that we were able to support people with
First time that.
a year later was from that contingency?
Wow.
That is why we were able to give people benefits even before the United States.
People, this is some of my time. When you listen to them people, you know, you just hear them talk about figures and things. But people who remember in a COVID, who you see did help out the people them? Be real. No, people who see help people like around care packages and everything. What them all of them millions there? What really did do for the people them? No people who see help people. No people, we never see no sword, we never see no bagger government entity a give out no packages and all of these things. We only see Romish them, Miss Dana them, some of the artists them are donate things. Same like now, you know, people creed. Look what happened now. Are the same thing that are going in a COVID. The same thing. Remember in a COVID, you know, in the day, we have to work, we have to slave, tax have to pay. But in the night, we have to lock down. We locked down for about 2 years. 2 years we locked down for people. When the world did open up, we locked down for 2 years. In a night. Remember one night time, as people may up all lose all my job. Just because when the government say, yo, we have to lock down for 4 days. 4 days. We have to lock down for. May not lose all my job, my business office. My boss have to just shut down the business. Because the amount of time for the month, like about, you know, call it like, say about 4 days a week out of each week for the month. Damage the business. Yeah, man, damage it, man. So, all of them shut down, the tax have to pay, all of these things have to pay same way. But we have to shut down in the night. We could always just a slave just to pay tax. You understand? So, when him say, yo, that the money there, me not see where that the money there do for the people in a COVID. Because of the same diaspora and all of these people did help the people in Jamaica. And right now, the people them need it more because house damage, them not enough food, certain little things. Are the same thing we are going now, did I go on back then. It's just that people still, house never damage and them thing there. You understand? But listen what I say.
Okay? Because you have to remember, resources have to come from somewhere. COVID hit, revenues tanked, while expenses remained. Because we had this tucked away, and because the purpose of it was for emergency, we drew down from it. And the first bit of set cash and compassionate grant money came from the proceeds of this contingency fund that we had put away in 2019, in March of 2019. Didn't know that COVID was coming. But again, principle. The principle is, just like Joseph in the Bible, save for a rainy day, fill up the barn in good times. Right? We diligence and all kind of paperwork, and it take months.
You know what the worst thing? Him go say, people, him say, them never know say COVID will come. But the Ministry of Education put out say, yo, we can't sue the vaccine makers. The Ministry of Health forward out and say, we can't sue the vaccine makers. Bro, why these people keep on telling lies? When the whole thing did out there, in the media say, yo, you know, they don't know the COVID thing, you know? A forward and it has spread all over the place. So how you know? How you don't know that? But you don't have one bag of funds, a pile up. No, me see, no. People, no, me see why them raise them pay. To remember, you know, I think a local government election did for keep it and people them say them no money, you know. And then I think the year after so, the man them raise them pay to 200 to 300% people. 200 to 300%. Them raise them pay to, you know. So, All of them money there, I feel make uno feel good then. Cause there's no way uno could have triple uno PR, double it. That a madness. And plus uno have money out there, a gamble it with other investors out there who uno know. Says like that's why the people in Jamaica suffer. Because all this money just a scatter, it a go over there, it a go in a fool in the pocket. Because when you check it, there are what, 350 million people in the United States. And the government, the president, a United States, I get 400K per year. And Jamaica government, I get half of that. With just 3 million people. 3 million. With that show you say, all of the money I go in a feed them pocket. That's why the people must suffer right now. People now do the calculation, you know. How can, check this, you know. This is by tax ratio, you know. How can 3 million people, president, Zane, with a government, prime minister, or body, I get half away the president I get with those 3 million people? That's a madness. How many people in Jamaica pay tax? No, we see why over all of these years, these politicians, them a bleed the country. And them a bleed it. I feed them pocket the money. How you have money stash off over here so, this over here so, worse plus, you know, a raise on the pay double and triple times. Plus, you know, get money now. All me you not talk about. No, not talk about nothing about the people, you know. You understand? Nothing about the people you not do right now. And you not talk about, yo, Jamaica choose, it look like I really choose Jamaica and not the people them. I saw me see it. But more the people them listen what me I say and understand the situation what I go on. Yeah man, but listen what I say.
We have done is to do the paperwork up front, and they have the funds there. Within days of a natural disaster, we would get it. You know? Okay. And then we have the Caribbean Catastrophe Reinsurance Facility. That's been around for a long time. We continue that. And then the final layer is a catastrophe bond, which is capital market investors, international wealthy institutions who want to diversify their risk, put money up, and they put it with the World Bank. And the deal is we pay a premium every year, and the deal is...
People, him say him pay a premium every year. Why you don't tell the Jamaicans how much money you pay? Premium. The people, you not state what you do with the money. That's why in the first video, the brother say, yo, what the government of a state, what them do are... But them not telling the people, what is the premium you pay for the hurricane bond? The people them need to know these information how you spend them money. You understand?
If there's an event, all of that money comes to us. All of the principal comes to us. You understand what I'm saying? So you put up $100, you pay X dollars per year, whatever that X is, as premium. And if there's a catastrophe, that $100 comes to you. Oh. And that's called a catastrophe bond. We first did it in 2021, and we became the first small country to issue it, and we're going to issue it again in 2024.
Yo, what? People, me I tell you, the money out here gamble with the people, the money, you know. You see where I talk like, because the man say, yo, we have money. We can just gamble it and do whatever we want to do with it. That's what the man them say, you know. I will not see the money are really in the country like this, because enough of them development here where I go on. We not really see do nothing for the people them. We not see nothing. You understand? But I go play a next clip, you know, people, because a lot of things we need to see, you know. Yeah man, we need to see a lot of things. So listen what Prime Minister say.
Would be laid to waste in a Category 5 hurricane. It's as if you've gotten a knockout blow and you are trying to reconstitute, get yourself up off the mat to say, what do I do next? And that was kind of like the impact of Hurricane Melissa. So in the initial phases of the relief phase, it was almost as if it were a scramble. Say, you know.
Yo, sometimes I wonder how that brother attack, you know. When the man attack is like, I just be laughing like, brother, this is a serious matter we are going, you know. And you make this, the way you state this thing come like a WWD, but knock down and get up back and all of these things, bro. And you laugh at that, you know. I watch them thing, you know, people, and see how people express and how them feel about the situation, you know. But this man just laugh. That's the problem. There's no serious, but we're not going to see what I go on in that video, people. No need to watch what I go on.
Another way, I hear the cry of every baby that is now hungry in a community that is not yet reached. It goes to bed with me. And I have to think of it in this way. Do I try myself to jump on a helicopter with a package to reach the baby that is crying? Or do I try to develop a system to get more helicopters in, to get more packages put together, to get more supplies in, to get more support to be able to reach those babies that are crying? while at the same time saying to Keith and Darrell and Minister Tufton, get out there in the scramble. And so that is what you have been seeing. People individually going out there trying to relieve the human suffering. But
people, I want to listen to what Prime Minister just said a while ago. The man say, if him hear the baby crying, where him want him to either for go down there or get helicopter and, you know, send out the minister, the man. Bro, so you are going to tell me, say, picture this in yourself, Mr. Prime Minister. So you are going to tell me, say, you see a baby down the road crying, say, in a pram, and you rather go somewhere else and line up some situation for attend to the baby. Brother, the baby then must live by time help come. Because if you the right there so, or you have the opportunity to help that baby at that moment. And you not remember a baby them, you know, brother. A baby this, you know. And an adult. And you say you that. For sure you the man not remorse people as a government. You understand? This is not politics reason, no people. Me I try. That's why I love to explain certain things. You will tell me, say this was your child, for example, and your child a cry. You tell me say you would go around there so for come back before you attend to the child at first. I don't understand this. I feel like you could have deal with, you could have answered that, you could have said that in a different way. Show some look of remorse, man. Show some look of remorse. So rather than you, the baby the right there, so rather than you attend to the baby for help, you rather go way around this or go call some people for come help. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister, man. Do better than that, man.
in the last 10 years of my administration, we have invested heavily in the JDF. In fact, we have doubled the size of the JDF.
People, you might go state some line. All me hear this man talk about JDF. This is a crisis we are going in the country, you know. All the man prop up is JDF. Me not hear the man talk about the people them. You understand? JDF, you him double JDF, him buy this equipment. Where the support for the people them there. But listen people, watch the video, because if you realize I'm a positive, so this are some, that woman here with the bald head and thing, seeing, you know, low hair and low cut. She, if you realize how she look on the man, you're like, come on, brother. And she a part of the head of the soldier them.
Both in terms of men and women, material, equipment and technology. We made an investment a few years ago in expanding our fleet of helicopters, expanding our offshore patrol vessels, expanding our radars, expanding our communications, increasing the number of bushmasters and expanding the number of units that are in the JDF. Today, it is paying off.
People, you hear what man say my ex-man? So wait, you expand the army for who? For the people in the country or for go war? I don't understand, because I know of JDF are going to war. So all of this money I go in the JDF. I don't know who in Jamaica in a no war. What say all this man talk about JDF and we had the 10 years of JDF. He must say pay off. Brother, are people are help people right now. JDF themselves can't even manage certain things. Them can't are the people them, brother. Are people are help people right now. You should not even talk about that, brother. Are the people them need help right now, bro? You talk about what you do for JDF, what you do for the people them. And that we are talking about right now.
The logistical capability of the JDF is certainly best in class in the region. And that is what is giving us now the horsepower to be able to deal with a category 5 level disaster. So the JDF gives the legs and arms to the management functions of the emergency. And so yes, we have capabilities. But as I've said, no matter what capability you thought you had, when you are hit by a category 5 storm, right, you must get even greater and better capabilities. And so,
but you know what is the scariest thing, people? When him say, when you're hit with a category 5 storm, I don't understand how him say that like a category 5 storm hit Jamaica already. We don't know of that, people. Because it sounds like him know how a category 5 hurricane stay. Because I don't know if him ever experienced it yet. So when him say, when you're hit by a category 5 hurricane, I don't understand that point there, brother. You need to explain that more. Because I don't know which category 5 hurricane you have ever experienced. Because I don't know if any really coming to Jamaica. This is the first.
Parliament, that the damage could be anywhere from 6 to 7 billion US dollars.
People, the reason why I stop you so. look when the money, you see when him start name out the money, look on him face, the expression.
That is a conservative estimate. I have seen one economist saying something much more. I don't want to be alarmist. But we are going through the process of trying to assess the damage. How you feel will largely guide how you act.
Alright, before we start play the video, people, I'm going to explain the criticism we are going on the social media. This man is supposed to talk about the people in Jamaica and the people we are suffering in Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth and all these places, you know. But him find time to address people on the social media, the same people we are feel it, we need him right now. So listen what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you that brother, it's like him not really care. Listen what I'm going to say.
And there are a lot of people out there who are deliberately creating misinformation. And my job is to give you the correct information. If you choose not to listen to it, you know, that's your business. But at least the correct information must be out there. I've seen someone say, Prime Minister don't like criticism. Nonsense. Not every opinion makes sense. I am not one who fears criticism, but there are people who fear me when I respond to them.
Mr. Andrew Holness, what you try to do? What do you mean by people fear when you respond to them? I don't understand that. So you tell me, say, you as a Prime Minister, nobody enough to say nothing? Nobody enough to criticize, brother? So you can just have the taxpayers' dollar and now fund the people and the people enough to stay quiet while them a pay tax and a pay you know. And remember, you know, brother, I people they make you know we eat food, you know. And them a pay you know, if them not pay no tax, you know. A dog them no suffer. So you don't want nobody criticize and then you are going to bring up, say, yo, you hear somebody say, the Prime Minister not like criticize. See, they expose yourself, brother. You expose yourself right there, so. Because you shouldn't bring it up if you feel a way about what the person say. You feel a way, bro, because you know what you. You understand? So you can't, whatever people say, the way them feel, or them opinion, the way them express right now in this. You see me? Disaster, time, and crisis. You're supposed to understand that, brother, when them talk, bro, because all of the information them come from UNO. UNO put all the information out there, bro. If you never put on the information, nobody would not talk. You understand?
Be assured that I will respond to any nonsense that is put out. Not to be distracted. The critical ones. Because managing information is also an important part of the disaster management. If you allow people to cast your nation into despair and grief, to focus on the negative, then we'll have a negative outlook in a time when we need people to be positive in their outlook about our recovery.
But Andrew, Mr. Prime Minister, are you bring up the negativity right now, you know? Right now you're supposed to focus on, yo, I'm going to help the people. Are you bring up what people are saying right now, you know? A negative mood, you put the thing right in now, you know? So you're not different from what the people them do. You are bring it up in the press conference thing right now, what you do. You are bring it up. You understand? So you even not expose your own self.
So I ask all Jamaicans of good mind and goodwill to stand up to those who are seeking to become popular on negativity.
So why would you tell? It's like, what you try? You try set the people and them own people? I don't understand this. What you mean by people? Bro, are you the people them attack, not the people of the country? So why would you want to sell? So basically, you run for JLP, so you want to tell the JP them if you rush anybody who attack things about you. Or the body, the government body. That's what you try to tell the people them or what? Bro, all you have to do is just run the country now, bro. And make the people them say, yo, things are happen. But weeks gone now, nothing not happen, brother. The people them say nothing not happen. There are many videos out there.
We will transition to a voucher or a coupon system where instead of carrying the bag of relief items, you will get something that is equivalent to cash, and you can go to your nearest shop in your area where we will stock and supply them, and you get your items. But to do that, we have to stand up those shops. We have to provision them, give them electricity, give them foreseeable future of the next. This is not to say that there isn't human suffering. Please don't mistake me. But if you compare to Puerto Rico, to Antigua, to Dominica, and to the United States, which has had several major, that we have done is incredible.
People, the man say there is no human suffering. Brother, I want to say these things out, and the man said there's no human suffering, and him always I try to compare other country. Brother, at Jamaica you run, just run Jamaica. Why you keep on compare other countries? Some of them country, the brother, have certain revenue or they maybe have more capacity of people and all that. Why you keep on a compare other country, bro? Stop watch other country and focus on Jamaica, bro. You understand?
So as of today, the communities that we have not reached yet, the persons who are sending me messages to say, I affirmed those reports. No report has come to me. Yeah, we haven't received, let's say, Minister Mackenzie, who has some oversight of the shelters. We haven't got that report. I thank you for bringing it to our attention. If such a thing has actually happened, we will investigate. I'll ask you to give Minister Mackenzie the details that you have so we can investigate.
Don't know that it has, Prime Minister.
Oh, okay.
But we have received report. PM, if I can just...
People, so basically a while ago, the lady bring up a situation, say, yo, some grape thing go on at one of the shelter them. This man I go say, yo, him I go, make them investigate it. I was say, if it happen. So the lady I say, brother, it happen. Them get the report. So it's like, this is the thing, we don't take these grape things in Jamaica seriously. Because him just pass over it, so. It's like him now do not address. Like the people them just tell the situation, say, yo, something I go on the shelter with all you have to say, if it happen. Yo, youth.
That issue was brought to my attention, and there was a specific shelter that was raised, and I had shared it with the Commissioner of Police for them to investigate. All right, we're on this side now.
We're going to be discussing.
People, look what I go on here, so, Look, them are going to explain something about the money. Just here, everybody make sure ask to feed them little 2 pounds for now, All of them money where hear people where government are getting, just listen keenly. When they say, yo, FTB, look, just listen, people.
The allocation of expenditures. Minister Tufton is quick off the bat. He has brought a quite hefty bill.
I have mine too.
I hear the Minister of Education under her breath saying she.
You see when I try to talk about your she ball out, me have my bill too. Me have all them a laugh. This is the people them we are laugh. In a this see all them a laugh. Money. Oh, me have my bill too. People, them people are not care about no. And it's like more and more than I see it.
As a submission to make. And all as the Minister of Local Government, so I'm going to be scratching my head now to see how we can carve up that budget to give effect to the relief response. So,
all right, people, wanna see what I go on? I have a next clip I go on right now. Seeing? I forgot showing that clip here. So basically, all I know, we are talking about this money, this band and all of this billions of dollars we are forward. Just listen what this money I said. This come like in a COVID when matter we say, yo, shut down a night, work a day for pay tax. But listen this.
Proposed to us going back to school and going back to work. Get that out of your mind. Get the economy up and running right away. That is the only way we are going to be able to fund the recovery quickly. And I urge all Jamaicans to get that mindset in. For the half of Jamaica that has not been affected, your productivity will have to increase right away.
People, you see what man don't tell you? So all of them money they want supposed to get. Nobody look for that, The man tell say, get up back. Remember, it's not a month yet after the hurricane, And the man tell yo, get back ready, get back. So, can fund the relief quickly. When we are getting how much in millions US we are getting, this man want extra money. After where? He might get you say he might rush to people and say, yo, get back, hurry up. Because he want them the money they know are gonna stash one side. All of them mothers, I'm tell you say the 24 billion we him get, it not have no restriction if say if you do this, he can just do anything when he want. So that's why now he might rush to people and say, yo, hurry up and get back, yo, go get back to work. So we can fund the thing for release so the country can relieve more faster. No one say money dead for sort out certain things. So you can just go and sit down and watch what go on. Because this is the thing, me can just talk, and you just listen and say, yo, move from me, say you rate the man. But look here now, you not go see in the long run what go on. Because on the first it go on. It happened many times, but you not see. You understand? Because I know some of the people they might, they might have all them a big paying job, and look at people it not really affect certain people, Because people nice, some people nice, but the people who really suffer. We are run behind the politician them for years and them still not get nothing out of it. You not gonna realize soon. Because this is the first test. This is the first test for the government, to see how things are gonna go. You understand? But people, big up on yourself, You don't know one media facts, Yeah man, that is it.